Ladies and gentlemen, today I went out and bought the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and it's literally, this is not clickbait, it's literally on live support. I'll get into it. And if any of the juice starts leaking out, because this is a quite, it's actually pretty intricate. Let me show you the back of this thing. You see that? It's not a joke, okay? This is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Guys, do you see this? This is real stuff going on. Is that? Oh god. Okay. Hopefully nothing leaks out during this video, because that would suck. But I've had this for a day, so I went out and I bought the Galaxy S22 Ultra off of the Samsung website. So the official Samsung website, went up there and bought it. Now, if you follow this channel, you know that I was going to go and buy this phone because I've been playing with the Z Flip 3 for the past how many months. I reviewed the S22, so I've been going through the phones, and you know, I've been complaining about them, and I've been finding some really awesome things about these phones as well. And the latest, after going through so many phones, was that Galaxy S22. So I ordered it on the Samsung website, and as soon as I went to order it, I was literally being threatened. Okay, there were threats coming at me from the Samsung website, and I'll get into that. But when I bought it, day one, so it's been 24 hours now with that phone, just about, and there are some issues that everyone is going to be affected by. Doesn't matter if you're a gamer. I want to make that clear. It doesn't matter if you're doing heavy games or anything. If you're buying that device, you are going to be affected. And in today's video, we're going to find out exactly what the biggest problems with the Galaxy S22 Ultra are going to be, at least in the first 24 hours. Let's get into it. 3.1 stars on the official website, and that kind of blew me out of the water, because before this I had only watched YouTube videos on the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and most of the reviewers were like, this phone is amazing, it checks all the boxes, it's the greatest thing on the planet. So I was excited, but that 3.1 star rating didn't really help me. So I dug in. I was like, all right, what's going on here? Why is it so low? And we got a few answers, ladies and gentlemen. So most of the terrible reviews, the bad reviews I've been seeing, have to do with the battery. That the battery is dying really quickly. They're also having issues with the specs. And this is something we're going to get into, because this has to do with GOS. The gaming optimization system, I believe that's what they're calling. I'm going to make it really simple for you guys, because this has been hitting the news everywhere. Why is GOS such a problem? It's been around since 2016. It was never really a problem before, but now all of a sudden people are having heart attacks, is because this system is basically stopping your phone from doing the best performance possible. And the point that Samsung sold us this phone featuring its, you know, high specs and the high processor, the fact that you can't use those is kind of a shame. Now, to explain, GOS is a system that will pull back the processing power of your device to save your device from overheating. Overheating obviously causes damage to the hardware inside the phone, as well as the battery life and the longevity of the phone as well. So it's important to kind of control that heating, and Samsung does so with the GOS system. Every time you open and run a game, whether it's Genshin Impact or anything else, as your phone processor kind of, you know, pulls into that higher territory, GOS steps in and kind of caps it so that the phone won't overheat because of the processor. So it's a good thing to have, because it's controlling your phone from overheating. The problem, though, is that on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and other of these latest devices, their processors are so powerful that right from the get-go, like as soon as you turn your game on, GOS automatically steps in and it'll crush your gaming experience. If you play Genshin Impact, which I did earlier today, it's like pixel by pixel kind of thing going on. It looks smoother on the Z Flip 3 than it does on the Galaxy S22 Ultra at times. Not all the time, but at some critical points when you can tell that, you know, you're getting a lot more processing going, it will slow down considerably, which is kind of dumb. I mean, you just paid $1,000+ for this device. Now you got to deal with these pixels. But it's not just for gamers, which is what I thought when I first bought this device. So, I was reading all these articles about the GOS system and everything, and I was like, that's okay, because I'm not a heavy gamer. I'm using this more for public business kinds of things, so that's fine. It won't really affect me. And I was wrong, because it absolutely did. The fact is that GOS, even though games are turned off and I had no games playing, it would still slow down my processor and slow down some of the features like Google and Google Apps, the camera, as well as other data services. And these are all being managed by GOS. So you might ask the question, well, Fossil, how do you turn off this GOS system that's supposedly ruining it? Ladies and gentlemen, you can't turn GOS off. In the past, you could. So, since it's been around since 2016, there were third-party apps you could download to delete GOS off your phone. Unfortunately, with the new line, and it's not these phones, it's the software. So with Android 12, you can't do that anymore because Android 12 is blocking you from deleting GOS. So the only thing that you can do is comment down below and let Samsung know that their phone has a problem. Although they already know. This is the problem though. Their response has been really stupid. Their response has been basically no response. Something as simple as it's very difficult to kind of have these top line processors in this phone and stop it from overheating so it damages other components is a very difficult task, and we're working on making it better. Would be nice, but consumers now are really smart, and no response and just kind of trying to cover this all up is going to get you a lot of criticism. And that's why I'm here today criticizing Samsung. Even though I'm a fan, obviously I'm criticizing Samsung today because this issue should have been resolved a lot further. And if it isn't, obviously these kinds of things show up later, sure, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. They should have at least addressed this back when it was first noticed a month ago now. But the problem though is that it wasn't, and Samsung was kind of pushing it around until it became a really big issue, and now they're going to start addressing it, which they've said they will, and start kind of rolling out updates to kind of get a better handle on GOS. Now this brings me to my life support system here. This is basically a water cooler for your phone. Now there's a bunch of a lot slicker water coolers. I've got them linked down below in case you're interested. This is going to be really important for gamers specifically. So not for everybody, but if you're gaming on your Galaxy S22 Ultra, which you absolutely should. This is a perfect gaming device. Look at the screen, the build. It's for gamers. Yes, you can game on this device. Unfortunately, because of the GOS system, your experience can get ruined, but enabling or adding a water cooler on your device keeps the device cold externally by external methods, and that makes kind of GOS not act a lot. That was the most stupid sentence I've said in the past 24 hours, but let me explain. If your processor starts heating up, GOS is going to kick in and not, slowly reduce the performance. It crashes the performance. That's the issue that we're seeing with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. But if you use a power cooler with it, like I've been doing here, I've found that it doesn't actually GOS actually doesn't have that great of an impact, and it works a lot smoother with a external cooling system attached to the phone. So if this is something you're thinking about, if you're thinking about gaming, definitely get that external system because it actually helps if you power cool the device from a third party like that. Geekbench is not managed by GOS, so Geekbench, when it runs, GOS is turned off and you do get the full potential of the phone. So it's like a fake metric. It really is just a fake metric that's there that Samsung used in their promotion here to kind of, I hate to say it, but trick people into thinking that they were going to be able to use the entire, the spectrum of performance that the new Snapdragon has to offer. Unfortunately, that's not the case for most apps that I use on a day-to-day basis, and for gamers, you're not going to be able to get the full performance of the $1,000 chip you paid for. Phone of the year. Now, I don't no hate to Mr. Who's the Boss. The dude's amazing. It's a great phone. It has so much potential. that's kind of being taken away from the users, from people who are actually buying it, just because of this GOS system. And the second thing is this battery. The battery is this is so hard, because again, I'm a fan of Samsung. I love Samsung. All my devices are Samsung, but this is so hard. So aside from GOS, aside from them screwing us over with that system, the battery life, I don't know what is up with it. It's not that good. Oh, this is so cool. That's nice. Oh, my Pepsi. The battery life on the phone is better than the Z Flip 3. It's better than the S22. But it's not as good as I expected it to be. I'm just going to say it like that. The OnePlus 9 5G that came out last year has a better battery than the S22 Ultra. And I love, don't get me wrong, aside from the the low performance, aside from the smaller battery, or not smaller, but just inefficient battery, I still love the S22 Ultra. The screen is huge. This thing is mad huge. Let me just take it off of its life support system now. I think we're cool. So the way this works, it has this metal plate that is cooled and has water coming from here into these two pipes, which run through the back of the metal plate, which gets really cold. This is really nice and cool right now, and will cool the device from the back. So that's kind of how that works. I'll just leave that there for you guys to enjoy. But so this is my device, and I've been using it all day, and I absolutely love it. One thing I don't actually love is that the Note, the S Pen. Did I just say Note? I'm sorry. But the S Pen is on the left side when it used to be on the right. This is just personal preference. But I love everything about this S Pen. It's super hard, and I love the matte feel of the S Pen itself. The phone, like the quality of the phone. My last Note was the Note 8 I have over there. It's broken, by the way. But this is just a monster of a device. It feels like a monster. I picked this up and I feel like work is getting done. But I just pick it up. I don't have to use it. As long as I pick it up, work is getting done. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's how it is. So like, I love the device. But there's just some shortcomings that I hope Samsung will address sooner than later. And like the GOS system, guys, even browsing the web, just scrolling through my apps, the scrolling motion is slowed down because of GOS. Like, it's not just for games is what I'm trying to get at. If it were just a game issue, it might have gone unnoticed, who knows. But the fact that it remains on even for so many other apps, I understand that Samsung was trying to find a way to manage the heating problem. So I guess they knew there was a heating problem in this phone, but they were trying to do it without upgrading the hardware in the device. And so they were doing it by, kind of bolstering this GOS system. That was an idea. It's a valid idea. They tried it, but it failed. And so now they should address it. Obviously, you can't just get new hardware in your device. So they're going to have to do something with this GOS thing that may lead to overheating Galaxy S22 Ultras. That's yet to be found out. So there's that risk factor. If you're buying the S22 Ultra and you expect to do very little with it, then don't buy the S22 Ultra. Buy the S22 or the S22 Plus. But if you are a power user, and this really is a phone for power users, then you might have heating issues if the GOS system is disabled. If Samsung is able to kind of control or find that perfect balance with GOS, that'll basically solve the problem. But at this time, there hasn't been any official word of whether they'll be able to find the balance or exactly how they're going to solve the problem. Their employees have said a few things about what they're trying to do, but there's been no official statement from Samsung as of the making of this video. So it's yet to be found out what Samsung does about their flagship device. I love the design. I love holding it. I just wish the battery was bigger. It's so funny. The battery problem that every phone is having this battery problem now, And that's so funny that in 2022, this is what we're complaining about. And what hits me harder, because I am a Samsung fanboy, is Samsung kind of historically has always been at the frontier of battery life. They would destroy Apple when it came to battery life. But this last gen, the iPhone 13 Max, I have to say, has the best battery life of the flagships I've used. And I've tested. I hate the Apple users interface. Like, for example, on Apple, you have to like swipe all of your notifications deliberately to try to get rid of them. While like on this, I can do it with a thumb. On Apple devices, I actually have to use an index finger. So it annoys me in a lot of little things. But the battery life on the iPhone 13 is phenomenal. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. And it's just embarrassing that across these, well, obviously with the Z Flip, they were not able to achieve the best battery life. But even with their flagship, like the S22 Ultra, on paper, sure, it's an amazing battery, but in real life usage, nah, fam, nah. It really leaves a lot to be desired. That was one of my cameras blowing up, so I think with that, we should end this video. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video today, please consider subscribing. It really helps grow a small channel like mine. This was just a 24-hour later review of the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and mainly focusing on just the problems I've been having. There are a lot of awesome things that this device can still do, and things I've really enjoyed, which I'm going to be posting in my next review, so make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of that latest stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I'm going to see you guys later. Take it easy. Peace.